Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today I'm going to bring you guys an updated list of my top 5 brawling battleships in the game. So the last time I made this list, well, the first time I made this list was well over a year ago, and I didn't really have a lot of high point captains back then, so I really couldn't get some ships to really perform as well as they probably should have been performing. And plus, a lot of ships have been released since then, so we're going to go ahead and just do an updated version of that list today. Just a quick reminder, this is all my opinion, but this is probably the best area in the game for me to comment on, even though brawling is quickly becoming a dying art in World of Warships in favor of long-range sniping and HE spamming, but that's another video for another day. So let's go ahead and get started. So coming in at number 5, we have the Tier 9 American Premium Battleship, the Georgia. Yeah, the Georgia. Of course this ship would have to be on this list. Now, the Georgia has 6 457mm guns, and she gets Massachusetts' secondary battery, which means you have an American battleship with 6 18-inch guns that can get its secondaries out to around 11.3 kilometers. And the thing about American secondaries is that they are very, very, very accurate. On top of that, they're very good at starting fires, but not so great at pinning targets. They are very, very, very good at just obliterating destroyers. Both the Georgia and the Massachusetts are, and the Ohio too, because she has the same set of secondaries. And that's where these ships really shine, is dealing with destroyers and light cruisers. Now you can go with IFHE, and the ship will be a bit better at dealing with heavy cruisers with their secondaries, but still they aren't the best ships to be brawling battleships, and they can certainly do it, but they lack the pin from the secondaries that some of the other ships on this list get. So anyway, the Georgia can also reach a top speed of around 40 knots in a battleship. That's right. Georgia can outrun some destroyers. The destroyers are fast, but Georgia's faster. Now, her main guns are also pretty dang accurate. They used to be more accurate, but they had to tone her back, which is rare for Wargaming to change a premium like this. And they toned it back not that long after it was released. So, a very fast, very maneuverable ship. Her downside, though, why she's number 5, is that her armor isn't all that fantastic. She's an American battleship. American battleships don't have the best armor for brawling, but that is compensated by a very quick cooldown on the Georgia's hill. The Georgia, the Massachusetts, and the Ohio all have a very quick cooldown time on their hill. In fact, my Massachusetts, Georgia, and Ohio captain, it's all the same guy. I just have to keep flinging him around depending upon what ship I want to play. Also, Georgia has very, very nice AA. So a great fast battleship, good for brawling, but a lot better against destroyers and cruisers, but still against battleships with those 457mm guns. They're quite accurate. She can certainly get the job done. Moving on to number 4, we have the Tier 10 French battleship, the Republic. So the Republic, if you build her for it, she can get her secondaries out to over 12 kilometers. That's some really long-range secondaries. On top of that, the French secondaries are really good at starting fires, and the larger caliber secondaries that the Frenchies have, I think they're 155, or are they 203s? I don't remember exactly, but they are very good at smacking cruisers. However, the downside with the French secondaries is that, yes, they have a lot of them, yes, they're really good at starting fires, and yes, they're really good at dealing with cruisers. They aren't all that well armored, and you will lose a lot of them if you get hit with enough HE. There's a clip somewhere on this channel from back in the day when I was playing the Republic. I take one hit from one salvo from a Conqueror, literally lose all my secondaries. Like, they legitimately all just get taken out, and all my AA gets taken out too. And to my knowledge, they haven't changed the HE on the Conqueror or the survivability of the Republic secondary, so that can still happen today. That was really a shitty salvo, and wow, RNGs must have hated me for that. But anyway, the Republic, some of her upside, she has trollish French armor, so you really don't know what's going to happen, but a lot of the times it's in your favor. She's quick, she gets a speed boost, but she does only have 8 guns and 2 turrets, one in front of the superstructure, one behind it. But these are 17.5-inch guns with a 20-second reload. If you take main battery mod 3, which you should, which is definitely very good for brawling. She's quick, she's maneuverable with those powerful guns with great penetration, by the way. Against battleships, you can absolutely punch them in the face. It's really easy to delete ships like the Montana, the Kremlin, and the Yami with exposed citadel, and the Conqueror now. All with exposed citadels from about, I'd say anywhere from 12 kilometers in, or heck, I would even say 13 kilometers away, if RNG just does, bless you. So, great ship for that. Good secondaries, not all that survivable though within the secondary department. Oh, and she has decent AA, and if you do build for it, she can have good AA. But I would say a secondary build is definitely the funner way to play Republic. Alright, moving on to number 3 now, we have the Tirpitz, the Tier 8 Premium German battleship. So you could put the Tirpitz with the Bismarck here. I chose to put the Tirpitz in because Tirpitz is definitely the better brawler between the two ships. The Tirpitz and the Bismarck, pretty much the same deal here. 8 15-inch guns, not all that accurate because German dispersion. They have some great secondaries. You can get them out to about 11.3 kilometers, and they are German secondaries, so they get German HE pin values, and they recently got buffed not that long ago too, to where you really don't need IFHE, and they can have, I think most of the larger caliber ones now have over 32 millimeters of pin. So you can easily just chew your way through other ships. This was a much welcome buff given the current state of the game. So on top of that, you can get German armor too, that turtleback armor, so you ain't getting citadeled from close range. I don't care what shoots at you. Longer ranges from plunging fire, yeah, you go and get citadeled. The Tirpitz, well, the main difference between the Tirpitz and the Bismarck is the Tirpitz has less AA, so if you're on a carrier game, make sure you find an AA buddy. And the Tirpitz also gets torpedoes. Which torpedoes, they are the great equalizer when it comes to brawling. Doesn't really matter what tier you are. If you get caught by a ship that has torpedoes, you're gonna hurt. And the Tirpitz's torpedoes, they hurt. You get 2 sets of 4 on either side of the ship, and you can be brawling a Kremlin, a GK, any other tier 10 battleship that's much bigger than you. Just torpedo them, and that will probably swing the fight into your favor. Also, Tirpitz does not get Hydro unlike the Bismarck. So, but, I mean, giving up Hydro for torpedoes, I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. But the Hydro is also very useful in the Bismarck in avoiding, eating torpedoes. So, there's that too. Okay, moving now to number 2, we have the Tier 9 French battleship, the Alsace. Yes, the mighty, mighty Alsace. This ship's so powerful they had to nerf its main guns. Oh, woe is me. So, the Alsace has 12 15-inch guns. She has 3 turrets, and she has 4 guns per turret. On top of that, as you can see in the video, she is bristling with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful secondaries. The Alsace is a fearsome beast when built for a secondary build. And my god, can this ship chew through cruisers and destroyers and battleships. Not a whole lot this ship can't take on. She has good AA, amazing secondaries, a great main battery. However, the main battery guns, after they nerfed them, they increased the reload time and they decreased her Sigma. I think she went from like 1.7 to like 1.5 or 1.6, and it doesn't sound like all that much, but man, it's noticeable. It sure is. But she's also very fast, very maneuverable ship. She has better armor than most of the other French battleships, but still, she is a French battleship, so she's quite squishy. She's coated in 32 millimeters of armor everywhere all over her hull. So if you do run into an HE spammer like the Small Lynx with the Boost or the Hirugamo, which you will, it's gonna suck, but the ship is just so dang nice, it kind of makes up for it. She gets speed boost too, so you can go into attack mode and really just outmaneuver and outrun your opponent's turrets when you're in a brawl, and that's always fun to do. And her 12 15-inch guns, they're only 15-inch guns, but you got 12 of them, and when you get around to someone's side, boy, do they hurt and do they pack one heck of a punch. So a great ship. And a lot of people, they don't go into the Republic, they stop here, but I do think the Republic does have a lot to offer. But that's also why Republic is number 4 on this list, and this is number 2. Alright, number 1. The Tier 10 German battleship Großer Kurfürst. GK, still the king of brawling, no surprises. here. So the curve first, you can have 12 406mm guns or 12 420mm guns. I go with the 420mm guns because when you are brawling, I like the bigger punch per salvo. Some people prefer the rounds per minute. I prefer the bigger punch. That's just me. You can play your curve first how you want to. So curve first, when you have a full secondary build on her, you can get the secondaries out to 11.6 kilometers. And I would highly recommend a full secondary build on your GK because that's what it's meant to do. It's quite lovely when you do it. So her strength is, of course, German armor. She has turtleback armor. She used to have the highest HP pull in the game until the Kremlin came along. She has 105,000 and change health. On top of that, again, German armor. She has some very nice bow armor. She has a 65mm strip that kind of meets in the front, and then she has this tiny little 32mm strip for the Yamato to pin. She's also a freaking massive ship if you can't tell, which does also bring about her demise by HE spamming because, I mean, God, you could just not aim at this. Like, you could just lazily aim at the thing's direction, and just by the sheer size of it, you will probably still hit it. And along with her weaknesses, torpedoes for sure, even though in the description it says she has powerful torpedo protection, she does not have powerful torpedo protection. She just doesn't. But the armor, the HP pull, the secondaries, and the main guns, when they do hit, they hit pretty hard. Oh, and again, German secondaries, so German HE. So you get those very nice pins. She gets hydroacoustic search, which has saved my butt plenty of times from many a wall of skill, and will save yours. Make sure you're using it. She has, well, she used to have decent AA. Now I would say it's okay. If you're with another ship that has okay-ish AA, you should be alright. I mean, you won't be swatting down whole squadrons, but you will certainly make the carrier pay for getting their salvo off on you, so there is that. But GK, fantastic ship. Still my favorite ship in the game, even though the meta has not been kind to Germans recently. But I'm sticking with it. Hopefully the meta will swing back in the favor of the Germans, but I mean, I'm not going to lie, they're so far out of the meta right now. It does hurt to play them more often than not. So anyway guys, this is an updated list to my list from over a year ago. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of the ships on last year's list was on this list and some weren't. And I mean, I just had to make those cuts because, I mean, I did play all the ships from last year's list. And it's like, okay, this one's a little bit better. Like, for instance, the Massachusetts. I still love the Massachusetts. It's just that the Georgia is just a better Massachusetts. So I just, had to replace that one. And the Gneisenau, I mean, geez. The Gneisenau, it's so far out of the meta, it's not even funny. That thing needs some support from Wargaming. So unfortunately, that one had to be cut too. So if you guys are having a wonderful Monday, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 6,000 subscribers. We are halfway there. We are only 500, actually under 500 subs away from that goal. I cannot thank you guys enough for that. And I also hope to see all of you guys in the next one.